What's up everyone, welcome to my channel. I am CTRL+ALT+DEFEAT and I make video games. Kind of. I have always played video games. Every game from Wii Sports to random games nobody's heard of, like UFO 50. However, I want to make them. The issue with that is that I don't know how to make video games. And also, making video games is not easy, especially just for one person. However, with the help of the endless pit of tutorials and suffering that is YouTube, I'm going to learn game development. I have a little bit of coding experience going into this, and by that I mean I took a super basic class in 6th grade that I don't remember at all. But despite that, after trying out a couple different game engines, I decided on Godot, which is an open source game engine that focuses on 2D games, although 3D is still possible, which means I can use it and publish my games without having to pay for anything. All the art I'm going to do is going to be done in Sprite, which is a pixel art software that's super simple and intuitive, especially if you've used other digital art software before. The cool thing about Sprite is that it's designed to be used to make video games, which means there are tons of cool tools to help with actually making your art usable in a game engine. Alright, so now I'm in Godot getting ready to do some setup for my game and some programming. So first I'm going to make a Scene2D node and rename that to game. Then I'm going to make some folders just to keep it a bit organized. And basically the way Godot works is you use nodes to kind of stack on top of each other to create your code. And then for your actual coding part, you use scripts that you can attach to different nodes. So now that I have this done in the folders, I'm going to save my game really quick. So this game one will basically just be like the main home where I kind of put all the nodes together into my level. So next I'm going to make a new scene, which is going to be my player character. And basically the way the scenes work is it's just a folder of different nodes that you put together into kind of one big node. So I make my character body, which I renamed to player, and then I'm going to add a shape to it. And so after I add that shape, I'm just going to finish up with the rest of my player. And then I did add the wrong kind of sprite here. I added a normal sprite instead of an animated sprite because animation is scary. And so here's the hitbox. So that's what I have so far. I did forget to record me drawing my art for this. I did just make a cube though, so it's not that exciting. For now, at least as a placeholder, I'm going to use just this little white cube guy as the main character. I might change it later, I might not. I might end up just liking the simple style of it. But basically, I'm just making the death animation for the guy and making sure I get it in a sprite sheet, which took me a little bit to figure out because I'm new to Sprite, but eventually I did end up getting it into a sheet that I can use in my game engine. The idea I have for this game is that it's going to be a platformer where the main objective is you're trying to make your character die and all the enemies are trying to heal you. I thought it would be a unique idea since it's not something I've really seen done before, and I think it can open up to some fun and interesting gameplay. Now that I have my sprite imported into Godot, I can get a graphic onto my character so that it's not just the hitbox. So after I have the graphic on, I'm going to add a script to my player, which is just the actual code that makes it function. So I used a pre-made script here, and I'm not really going to mess with this much for now. I'll do some coding in a later video, but at least for now, I'm just going to leave that. I'll edit it once I have to. And so I'm going to go into the game, and it took me a while to actually figure out how to get my character in here. I actually had to go back to one of the tutorials. I don't know why it took me so long. I just had to drag and drop, but eventually I did get him figured out. So ran a test on the game, and as you can see, it just kind of shows in the corner a little bit. So I went back to my player to finish adding some stuff. I added a camera and messed around with that. I had to zoom it in and add in offset. I did 15 because I'd heard it was a good amount of offset. So once I got all that camera figured out, I went back into the game scene and tried running it again. It is a little bit better now, but as you can see, there's still nothing for it to collide with, so it's just falling, and I did the offset on the wrong axis, so I'll have to go in and fix that. But overall, not too bad so far. So I went and I fixed the axis and the offset, and then I'm going to go back and try running the game again, and it is still just falling. There's nothing for it to collide with, no physics, but definitely looks a lot better. Alright, that's going to be the end of devlog number 1. Make sure you subscribe to see future devlogs and see how this game turns out. Thanks for watching.